Seafood contamination poses risks to human health, and various pollutants can accumulate in marine organisms, affecting the safety of seafood consumed globally. 1. Mercury in fish. Mercury is a heavy metal that accumulates in fish, particularly predatory species. Industrial activities, such as coal combustion and mining, release mercury into the environment. When mercury enters water bodies, it transforms into methylmercury, a highly toxic form that bioaccumulates in fish. Consumption of mercury-contaminated fish can lead to neurological and developmental issues, especially in pregnant women and children. 2. Microplastics in seafood. Microplastics, tiny plastic particles less than 5 mm in size, have become ubiquitous in the world's oceans. These particles are often ingested by marine organisms, including fish and shellfish. When humans consume contaminated seafood, there is concern about the potential health impacts of ingesting microplastics, as they may carry associated chemicals and pollutants. 3. Biotoxins in shellfish. Certain species of algae produce biotoxins, such as paralytic shellfish toxins, PST, domoic acid, and ciguatoxins. Filter-feeding shellfish, like mussels and clams, can accumulate these toxins, posing a risk to human health. Ingesting contaminated shellfish can lead to various forms of shellfish poisoning, with symptoms ranging from gastrointestinal issues to neurological effects. 4. Polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs. PCBs are persistent organic pollutants that were once widely used in industrial applications. Although banned in many countries, PCBs persist in the environment and can accumulate in fatty tissues of fish. Prolonged exposure to PCBs has been linked to adverse health effects, including developmental and reproductive issues, as well as an increased risk of certain cancers. 5. Arsenic in seafood. Arsenic is a metalloid that can be present in marine environments due to natural processes or anthropogenic activities. Inorganic arsenic can accumulate in seafood, particularly in certain types of fish and shellfish. Chronic exposure to high levels of arsenic through seafood consumption is associated with various health concerns, including skin lesions, cardiovascular issues, and an increased risk of certain cancers. 6. Dioxins and furans. Dioxins and furans are persistent organic pollutants that can contaminate water bodies. These compounds can accumulate in the fatty tissues of fish and shellfish. Prolonged exposure to dioxins and furans through contaminated seafood is associated with adverse health effects, including reproductive and developmental issues and an increased risk of cancer. 7. Histamine in fish. Histamine contamination, also known as scombrotoxin poisoning, can occur in certain types of fish, such as tuna, mackerel, and bonito. Improper handling and storage of fish, leading to bacterial decomposition, can result in the formation of histamine. Ingesting fish with high histamine levels can cause allergic reactions, known as scombroid poisoning, with symptoms like rash, nausea, and difficulty breathing. 8. Vibrio bacteria in seafood. Vibrio bacteria, including species like Vibrio parahemolyticus and Vibrio vulnificus, can be present in raw or undercooked seafood, particularly shellfish. Ingesting seafood contaminated with Vibrio bacteria can lead to gastroenteritis, wound infections, and, in severe cases, life-threatening illnesses, especially in individuals with compromised immune systems. 9. Polybrominated diphenyl ethers, PBDEs. PBDEs are flame retardants that have been widely used in various products. These chemicals can leach into the environment and accumulate in fish. Prolonged exposure to PBDEs through contaminated seafood is a concern due to their potential impacts on neurological development, thyroid function, and reproductive health. Fish and other marine organisms can accumulate these radionuclides. In regions affected by nuclear incidents, such as the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster, ongoing monitoring is crucial to assess and manage the potential risks associated with radioactive contamination in seafood. Collaborative efforts among countries, international organizations, and the seafood industry are vital for addressing global seafood contamination challenges. Sharing information, adopting best practices, and cooperating on research contribute to the development of effective strategies for ensuring seafood safety. While seafood contamination poses challenges, effective regulatory measures, sustainable practices, and ongoing research contribute to minimizing risks and ensuring the safety of seafood products for consumers worldwide. Regular monitoring, adherence to safety standards, and awareness among consumers and industry stakeholders are key elements in addressing and mitigating the dangers associated with seafood contamination.